Hello everyone, welcome to ACE Online and welcome to daily current affairs session. So we'll see the current affairs of today. The articles that we are going to cover is the National Green Hydrogen Mission. Okay, so it is a scheme to promote green hydrogen. So we'll see what actually is a green hydrogen. We have discussed a few weeks back also. Again, there was an article. So the Green Hydrogen Mission and the National Green Hydrogen Mission. We will discuss about these things. So this is part of schemes and policies, or you can take as science and technology also, right? Or schemes. Next, Atal Innovation Mission. So this is part of again governance, that is schemes and policies, right? Then Aphelion and perihelion. So this is part of geography. Perihelion and aphelion, part of geography. Next, balance of payments. So this is economics. There was an article in the Hindu about the recent change, the recent quarter update. Then we have Technology Development Fund. So this is part of defense. So you may thinking that, sir, it is technology. So it is actually related to the defense technology, and the scheme is related to the defense. Then some factual pointers and practice questions after that, right? I hope my audio video is fine from my side. Very good evening, Malini. Welcome to the session. Let's discuss with the first article, that is National Green Hydrogen Mission, right? So the context is the central government has issued the scheme guidelines for funding the testing facility. So they require a lot of testing is required before implementation of the green hydrogen machinery and all in the industry. So they have issued the guidelines for it related to the testing facilities. Before we see about what are the guidelines are not very important for us, but the process surrounds it. What is green hydrogen, how it is produced, all those things are important for us, right? So now let's see what actually is a green hydrogen. Green hydrogen is not a green in color, rather it is actually a colorless. The hydrogen is actually a colorless, right? Very good evening, Srinath. Welcome to the session. So it is a colorless gas, but the production process of the hydrogen, whatever the process that is we are following in producing the hydrogen, is actually a environmental friendly process. That's why it is called as a green hydrogen. So green here is, it is environmentally sustainable or environmental friendly producing process, right? So that is why it is called as the green hydrogen. Green hydrogen, say, yeah, we have seen earlier we were producing various methods, like we are having gray hydrogen, we are having a blue hydrogen. So there are other differences as well. Now in terms of green hydrogen, let's see what we are doing it. We are having the electrolyzer. Where electrolysis material is kept here, right? And then H2O is the input. A very important thing that they may also ask you in the exam. H2O is the input, and then there is a electrolyzer which enables the reaction. So H2O reacted with the electrolyzer and all, and then the output is, see here, H2O leads to formation of H2 plus O2, right? So this is a simple chemical reaction. It is not a chemistry. It is just to make you know that water is the input, and then we are using the electrolyzer. Most of the costs that we occur in the green hydrogen plant is about the electrolyzer itself. Water is not at all costly. The manpower, all those things is fine. But whatever the chemical reaction that is happening through electrolyzer, that is actually the 70 to 80% cost of the green hydrogen plant takes by the electrolyzer itself. So through this process, what we are having, we are producing the hydrogen, right? So 2H2 plus O2. So the outcome is we are going to collect the hydrogen, that is whatever we got, and the oxygen, whichever is left, will be released into the atmosphere. And oxygen is a good, isn't it? We don't want other gases like CO2, methane and all, but oxygen is a good because we breathe through the oxygen itself, right? So this is what happening with the green hydrogen. Also one more important thing, the process, whatever we are doing, all this process require electricity also. we require electricity as well, right? So to run this electrolyzer, whatever the electricity required, that electricity is also being used through solar or wind. We are using the electricity that is produced only from solar and wind in this whole process. If we are again using as the fossil fuel, that is coal based energy, thermal energy, then this will not be a green hydrogen. All throughout the process what we are using is an environmental friendly one. Not only about this electrolyzer and all we are collecting the hydrogen, but also the process that we are following, the solar energy, whatever electricity required, that is also be an environmental friendly one. So that's why this is called as a green hydrogen. Right? Any doubt in this? So it is a emission free, that means we are not affecting a environment, it is completely oxygen is released, that's all, right? It is not releasing any harmful gases, that's why it is called as the green hydrogen, right? So we can use this anywhere in terms of fuel, in terms of storing batteries, so anything we can use, right? Any doubts in the concept of green hydrogen? Very good evening, Keshav. Any doubts in the process of green hydrogen? We have discussed it, isn't it? So what is the process and all? Earlier we were producing the hydrogen. It is not that we are not producing hydrogen. Earlier also we are producing, but now we are focusing on green hydrogen because earlier one is a grey hydrogen. Grey hydrogen, because first thing we were using the thermal energy. First thing, whatever to run this process and all, we are using the thermal electricity. That means electricity based on the coal, right? And also input what we are using. We are not using water. It was actually using as natural gas. Natural gas is also not an environmental friendly one, right? So the input gas is natural gas, that is methane and all. Right? So natural gas consists of the butane, methane and all. From those elements we were collecting the hydrogen. We are collecting the hydrogen and in the process it is releasing the CO2. Earlier in the green hydrogen process we have seen it was actually a O2. But now it is CO2. Carbon dioxide is being released after using the natural gas. There is no electrolyzer here. It is just the industry process which will collect the natural gas and then process. It will take reaction. So CO2 is emitted and hydrogen is collected. So this is releasing CO2, that's why it is called as the grey hydrogen, right? The process is not an environmental friendly one. Fine? Yeah. Next one, we were also doing a somewhat better one than grey hydrogen. Somewhat better than grey hydrogen, that is blue hydrogen. In this process, we are using the natural gas only as an input. Right, there is no change, but whatever the CO2 that is being emitted into the atmosphere in the grey hydrogen process, we are collecting this CO2 and is being pumped into the underground earth, interior of earth. We are pumping inside of the earth, right? So this is somewhat better because CO2 in atmosphere is worse than CO2 under the earth, right? So what we are doing, we are collecting the hydrogen, but whatever CO2 was released in this process, it is being pumped into the underground. Over the years, this carbon, whatever CO2, it reacts and then it will become a coal. It will become a coal, right? But in this process also, CO2 underground is also not good because it is not a correct gas. Whatever the things that are stored under the ground, so CO2 will also have a negative impact. But yes, somewhat better than grey hydrogen. Now in the green hydrogen, we are using the electrolyzers. So whatever the electricity that we are using is also solar and wind in the process, and water is being sent into the electrolyzer, CO2 is being released and hydrogen is collected. So all this process is a environmental friendly one, that's why it is called as a green hydrogen, right? So this process we have already discussed, the process and all. Now to promote that, the government has launched the National Green Hydrogen Mission. The government has come up with the initiative National Green Hydrogen. Earlier there was a lot of hydrogen, whether grey or blue hydrogen, but now specifically government has launched the National Green Hydrogen Mission. In that, the objective is at least 5 million metric tons of green hydrogen want to be produced every year. This is the target under the National Green Hydrogen Mission. 5 million metric tons of green hydrogen. Second thing, to generate 60 to 100 gigawatts of electrolyzer capacity. Electrolyzer capacity is the most important in producing the green hydrogen because it will make water to react and generate the hydrogen one. So at least 60 to 100 gigawatts of electrolyzer capacity wants to be generated by the government through this scheme, right? And also CO2 will be averted. We have already seen that it is not going to release the CO2, right? It is going to release only oxygen. So because of that, 50 million metric tons of CO2 can be reduced. Whatever we were releasing earlier with the green hydrogen and all, now we will be averting that. 50 million metric tons of CO2 will be averted. So this is the other objective. For this process, we will be able to save 1 lakh crore. Through this all process, like whatever, we can save 1 lakh crore, because we will not be able to import, we don't want to import natural gas. Generally in India, we have a very less amount of gas resources. That's why what we will do, we will reduce the import of natural gas because we are using the water in the electrolyzer. So this is also our savings. And also 125 gigawatts of renewable energy capacity will be generated through green hydrogen, right? Then total investments is expected to be 8 lakh crores. The total investment that is we are going to put in the green hydrogen mission is 8 lakh crore. So these are all the targets and objectives of the green hydrogen mission. Now coming to the context that they have given the guidelines for the people who want to invest in the process, the machinery process. The timeline for setting up of the new testing facility. So whoever has made the tender, the government will release the tenders. So whoever has filed the tender, actually the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, this is the ministry which is responsible for green hydrogen mission implementation, right? That is also important, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. So through this ministry, whatever the tenders that are released by the government, after the tendering process, within 18 months that they have filed the tender, they have to set up the new testing facility, right? New testing facility related to the green hydrogen mission has to be set up within 18 months. 1.5 years they have given the target for anyone who files the tender. And then access to testing facility can be opened up to anyone. There is no restriction that this much investment has to be kept, only Tatas, Adanis, Ambanis will be captured. No, it is open to anyone. This is what the guidelines the ministry has given. So very simple guidelines, not very relevant for our exam, but whatever the process that green hydrogen, National Green Hydrogen Mission is relevant for us, right? So this is about the National Green Hydrogen Mission. I hope this is clear, right? So that is the first article. Now coming to the next article. I hope everything is clear. If you have any doubts, please do let me know. Next article is about Atal Innovation Mission. Atal Innovation Mission. This also we have discussed some few months back anyway. The context to discuss today is the Atal Innovation Mission. Under Atal Innovation Mission, they have completed Community Innovator Fellows graduation. So certain people have completed the graduation in Community Innovator Fellowship. So they got the fellowships. We will discuss this again, what is this fellowships and all, who will get all those things. But yeah, some people have completed their graduation under this Atal Innovation Mission. That's why we are discussing it, right? Now what is this Atal Innovation Mission? In India, we have a number of population, more than 140 crore people are there. Whereas in case of USA, in case of Germany, their population is not even half, not even 1/3 of our population. But still, their entrepreneurship skills, business generation are much higher than India, right? So because the reason is we are not very innovative, right? We are oriented towards taking the knowledge rather than developing the new knowledge, right? So because of that, Niti Aayog has come up with the initiative called Atal Innovation Mission in 2016 to promote the culture of innovation and entrepreneurship among the Indians. So this is the objective, this is the background why the Niti Aayog has launched this, to promote the innovative culture and entrepreneurship among the Indian youth as well as the Indian economic sectors, right? So it aims to create the innovation across the universities. So this innovation is not just about business. They will reach out to the school level, they will reach out to the universities, they will reach out to the private corporations, they will reach out to the government universities. So anyone, almost it reports or it recognizes all the industry or the stakeholders to participate in this Atal Innovation Mission, right? So all the initiatives of Atal Innovation Missions are currently monitored by Niti Aayog. So this scheme is being monitored as well as launched by Niti Aayog, a very, very important one. And to promote the innovation from the school level itself, right? Whatever we learned in the school level is just by hearting things and all. Most of the education has happened like that. But now, to promote the innovation from school level itself, the Atal Innovation Mission by Niti Aayog has launched Atal Tinkering Labs. Atal Tinkering Labs, like whatever the labs that we were doing, like physics, chemistry labs and all during in the schools or even colleges. Now it has innovation or tinkering labs where they will test lot of things, not just about the physics, chemistry and all. They are going to test lot of things from the school level itself, covering multi-dimension. And this is launched for 6th to 12th classes of the students, right? So it want to encourage the innovative things from the school level itself. For that purpose, Atal Tinkering Labs were launched, right? These labs were now the government, Niti Aayog is giving certain funds like 1 lakh rupees and all, right? So in each private school as well as government school, now they are launching the Atal Tinkering Labs. So that is about the Atal Innovation Mission and Atal Tinkering Labs. Now, there is also one more program, Atal Community Innovation Centers. Atal Innovation Community Center. So here, there will be certain group of people who will be trained. They are called as the Community Innovator Fellows. So those people who are participated in the innovation and getting the degree related to the innovation and all, those are called as Community Innovator Fellows. Now, these were the recent graduation, the context that we are talking about, right? So this aims to support the untouched areas. In the untouched areas, they will reach out to and then they will train certain people with the graduated degrees as well, right? So this is what the context is, and all about the Atal Innovation Mission and Atal Tinkering Labs. Any doubts in this? Let's move to the next article from geography, right? A little bit conceptual. Earth reaches aphelion every July, and we are in July now. This year also it occurred on Friday, right? So today it was a Saturday, that means yesterday on July 5th this year. The date is important. This year we have achieved the aphelion on July 5th, right? So you may be wondering, sir, what is this date? What is this aphelion, perihelion and all? Now let's see about that, right? So what is aphelion and perihelion is about? Let's understand, this is Earth, and Earth is, right? Earth is revolving around the sun like this, right? Earth is revolving around the sun. Fine. But this orbit in which Earth is revolving is not exactly circular. It is not exactly circular. If it could have been a circular one, then there will be equal seasons and all, right? So it is elliptical in shape. Elliptically in shape. That means a little bit, so you can see here, this is, say for example, sun, and this is Earth. So here it is in a electricity, a little bit electricity. That means there is a slight deviation. This distance is a slight more than this distance, right? Because the orbit itself is not exactly circular. Rather, it was bulged at one side and the other side there is a little bit short. The eccentricity of Earth is 0.017, a very less when compared to the other things. For Pluto, it was 0.244 and then Mars is 0.094. So how much deviation from the circular path is called as the eccentricity, right? So this eccentricity of Earth is very small. That's why the concepts called as aphelion and perihelion occurs, right? Understand carefully. If you have any doubts, do let me know. This one, so you may feel that, sir, this is very short distance. Don't visualize this. This is upper view. So orbit is like this. So this is just seen to make you. But anyway, the distance when Earth is nearer to the sun, this is almost same. It is like that eccentricity is towards this side. It is not like this side there is no eccentricity. The eccentricity actually is this side. This is the equal distance, so it is more than 150 and all. It seems that this is a very less when compared to this side, right? But this, you should not visualize this diagram like this. It is like a tilted one. So if you see from side view, it appears that this is a short distance, but if you go top over it, this is actually a longer distance. Okay, the eccentricity is towards this side, and Earth axis, the vertical axis, if you are a geography student, you might be aware about it. The Earth, this is sun axis, and this is Earth axis. Earth is not exactly like this, it is tilted towards a little bit. You can observe here, there is a tilt. This is how in the orbit it is not exactly like this, rather it was a tilt like this, and then when it goes this side, northern hemisphere will go a little bit away. So in this orbit itself, to make it simple, in this orbit itself, the Earth is at one instant, like every day the geographist has measured what is the distance between the Earth and Sun. In this position, in this position, in this position, every position in 365 days they have measured the distance between the Sun and the Earth. And it was concluded that in January, there will be a nearest one. The nearest distance between Sun and Earth happens in the month of January. The concept where Earth is nearer to the Sun is called as perihelion. Perihelion. So perihelion is a instant where Earth is nearest to the Sun, whereas Earth is farthest from the Sun in this whole orbit in the all 365 days. It happens, the farthest one happens at the July. That is called as the aphelion. So the instant where the oblate spheroid, correct. So where this aphelion occurs is when the Earth is farthest away from the Sun. So this happens in the July, and it was noted on July 5th this year, right? And what is the distance? You may also ask that. The nearest distance reported between the Earth and Sun is 147.1 million kilometers, whereas the farthest distance reported was 152.1 million kilometers. So this is the aphelion where Earth is the farthest from the Sun in throughout this orbit positions, and perihelion is the one where Earth is the nearest to the Sun. That happens in the January. So the distance also important. Is this clear? Is this clear? Anyone please do respond, because this is a little bit conceptual and I hope you understood. Because of the orbit is not exactly circular, so every day there will be certain distance between the Earth and Sun. It is not exactly same. Okay, and in January it becomes the nearest, that is called as the perihelion, and in July it becomes the farthest, that is aphelion, right? Is this clear? Okay, now moving to the effects of this perihelion as well as aphelion. Now Earth receives 70% less sunlight on perihelion phase. On perihelion phase, Earth receives 7% less because it is compared to the perihelion, it is actually aphelion, sorry. So during the aphelion, when the Earth is away, aphelion is the phase when the Earth is away from Sun. So during this aphelion phase, Earth receives 7% less sunlight when compared to the perihelion position, because it is far away, right? Because of this less temperature, there is a lot of things as well that happens. So there will be mild summers whenever whenever there is a aphelion. So on July or in July every year there is a farthest position. That's why there will be milder summers, because a little bit more far away from Sun will reduce the temperatures, right? So that is the effect. Okay, so these are the effects about these things, about perihelion as well as aphelion. Is this clear? Is this clear for everyone? Please do respond, because this is a little bit typical topic where you need to visualize certain things rather than by hearting the things. Okay, let's move to the next article, that is balance of payments. Balance of payments, right? The context is last week data from RBI, Reserve Bank of India, it was find out that India's current account deficit has reduced. I mean, India has reported the higher current account. So that is called as a surplus. So no need to worry about this. Let's go back, let's understand what actually is the balance of payments, and we will come back to this particular context again. Thank you, Jyotish and Srinath, for your response. Now, let's understand what actually is the balance of payments, and then we will come back to the context again, right? Now, as we are in a global world, this is India, right? This is India, and we are doing trading with many other countries like USA, China, then you can take Germany, Japan, South Korea. So with many countries, more than 150 countries we are doing trade, and I think it's more than that. Almost all countries are being traded with India, right? Now, whenever, understand this whatever we are discussing, whenever we are giving our goods to the other countries, right? Whenever we are giving away, that is called as exports. You all know very popular one. So those are called as the exports whenever we are sending our goods to the other countries. So whatever the goods that we are sending to these countries are called as exports. In return, whatever we are sending the goods, we will get the money, right? For whatever the goods. For example, these pens are exported to the China. So we will get money from them, right? So those money that we are getting is called as the positive one. So it will be noted in a positive account, right? So what we are receiving money. So whatever goods we are sending, in return we are giving, in return we are taking the money. So those are all actually called as the surplus. This is not only goods, including services as well, like tourism. If Chinese people are coming a lot to India, they will pay a lot of money within our Indian borders, because they want to watch whatever the scenic places and all. So those are also considered. Even service is also considered as a, under the trade, right? So both goods and services, whatever we are giving it to the other countries, those are actually positive. We are receiving the money. Also, we are not only sending our goods or services, we are also giving or taking. Sorry, it is not giving, it is taking. Taking from USA, from China, say for example toys, we are taking a lot of goods from China. We are also taking goods from Germany, Japan, other countries as well. So in return, what we are giving? We are giving away our money. So that means we are losing our money. We are taking the goods, we are consuming them, but we are losing our money. They are kept under the negative list, right? So this we are considered as a negative list. Positive is where we are sending our goods and getting money. We will add all this, how much money we have got from other countries, and then in negative list, we are adding all the money that we are giving away, right? So this is called as the negative list. Now this is the trade that has happened. Now trade deficit can happen or trade surplus can happen. For example, whatever the goods that we are selling are more and we are getting more money. For example, 10 crores we got it from other countries, and in whatever we are receiving, receiving the goods and we are giving away the money. If whatever the money that we are giving is a 11 crore, that means that money we are getting from trade is just 10 crores, and whatever our money we are giving to other countries is 11 crore. So there is a 1 crore which is a trade deficit, right? So that means we are in deficit, we are giving away our money. So that situation is called as the trade deficit. And if our goods that we are sending are more, and if this is 12 crore, and whatever goods we are getting from other countries is just 10 crore. So there are difference is 2 crore, but this 2 crore difference, we are getting those 2 crores. That situation is called as the trade surplus, right? So this estimation of the exchange of goods and services by the country with all other countries is called as the balance of payments. Within balance of payments, if our goods are more valuable, if we are receiving more money from other countries, that is called as a trade surplus. And if we if we receive more goods and if we give away our money more than what we receive, that is called as the trade deficit, right? So this is the concept called as trade balance or trade deficit, as well as trade surplus, and also the balance of payments. Now, within balance of payments, there are two accounts. One is current account, which is less than 1 year. Whatever the things that is exchanged by the country with other country with less than 1 year, those are kept under the current account. and those money that being exchanged beyond 1 year, if the exchange of money takes place beyond 1 year, right, those are kept under the capital account. For example, goods, if I send now, today, immediately within next 2 days I will get the money. So those are less than 1 year only. Within less than 1 year I am exchanging all the money. So those are kept under the current account. And if there is a exchange beyond more than 1 year, for example, a company is coming into India and investing some money, some 10 crores for 5 years. That is a long-term one. They are bringing money, they are investing. Of course, they will get profits and they will take away to their own countries. So if the exchange is more than 1 year, those are kept under the capital account, right? So this is the difference between the current account and capital account. If you have any doubts, please do ask me here in the comment section. Now within current account, within the account that we are exchanging less than 1 year, export and import of goods, whatever goods like pens, remote, whatever may be, those are kept under 1 year. And then export or import of services as well. Tourism, software services, that exchange also happens between 1 year. Within 1 year, money will exchange. So that is also under the current account. Then unilateral transfers. Unilateral transfers means transfer payment. So for example, Indians who are working in USA, they will send certain amount of money to their families. So they will be returning the money to our India from USA. So those are called as the unilateral transfers, or also called as remittances. Remittances. So we can call them as a remittances as well, or unilateral transfers, a very important one. Many times this has been asked in the exam as part of economics. Then income, receipts and payments. That means if India is taking loan from old bank for 5 years, every year we need to pay interest. Like how if you take the loan from the bank, you need to pay interest every month. So within 1 year also you need to pay interest. So those loans or debts taken by the India from other countries, those are considered as the income, receipts and payments. So those are short term, every year they need to pay. Those are under the current account. Now the capital account, if you see, borrowings and lending, so whatever the money that India has given to other countries or other groups for longer time, 5 years, 10 years, those are comes under the capital account. So FDI, right? So investments are under FDI. Next one, borrowings and lendings means whatever the money that we have given to the loans, or we have taken loans, not interest, but the actual, the amount, the principal amount I am talking about. So those are kept under the borrowings and lendings, which are more than 1 year. So capital account. Next one, investments. So foreign investments will be there, FDI, FPI. So those are all long term in nature. Those are also considered as part of the capital account. And finally, change in foreign exchange reserves. There will be change in foreign exchange reserves also. Like India will be saving lot of dollars or gold or Japanese currency, Chinese currency within our country. So those changes are also considered as a capital account, right? So these are the two accounts, current account and capital account. Now according to the latest report, we have reported the current account surplus for the first time in the last 11 quarters. Current account means less than 1 year, okay? So whatever the less than 1 year things, those are concerned the current account. So in the last 11 quarters, for one financial year, there will be 4 quarters: January to March, April to June, then July to September, and then October, November, December. So for every 3 months, it is considered as a quarter. So 4th quarter, that is January to March 2023-24, we have reported the trade surplus or current account surplus, right? So this is because we are getting lot of remittances. We have got the lot of remittances from other country. So this is what the data shows. Any doubts in this? A very important article, balance of payments. We'll see some questions as well on this. I hope this is clear. Okay, if you have any doubts, please do let me know. We'll discuss. Last article now about the Technology Development Fund. Technology Development Fund. The context why we are discussing this article is recently Ministry of Defense, right, has sanctioned 300 crores from this fund. So this fund is nothing but it has a certain amount of fund. From out of it, there was some fund given to the given by the Ministry of Defense for cutting edge technology, advanced technology in the defense, right? So the context that has happened, some funds were released by the Ministry of Defense from the Technology Innovation Fund or Technology Development Fund to certain projects for promoting the technology. That is the context. Now let's understand what is actually Technology Development Fund. Okay? Technology Development Fund was created by Ministry of Defense under DRDO for promoting the new technologies under the defense, right? If you see the defense sector of India, we are importing lot of defense goods from other countries like Russia, USA. We are dependent on them. In this process, we are losing money. We have just seen the balance of payments, right? If we import more goods, we need to give more our money to other countries. So that will hamper our economy as well as our defense culture also. We require a lot of strategic thing. We cannot make know our technology to many other countries. So if we keep on importing goods from USA and Russia, many countries will know what type of equipment we have, how they work and all. So if we could able to generate our own technology in the defense, then no countries will come to know. We can make them hide, right? So because of this, the government has come up with a separate fund called Technology Development Fund, right, by the Ministry of Defense under DRDO. Through this fund, they want to grant in aid. That means no need to pay back. It is just a one-time payments. They will give for free. You take money, but you show us our investment. Like you develop the defense infrastructure like guns, missiles or bombs, whatever. You just develop this. We are giving you money and you just generate the technology required for our defense. For that purpose, Technology Development Fund was created. Initially, they have created 100 crores, but after that they have increased a lot, right? So initial corpus was just 100 crore, but later it was increased. So for every project they are giving 10 to 50 crore for each project, but now suddenly they have given the 300 crore for single project to promote the self-dependent India in the defense sector, right? So this is about the Technology Development Fund. I hope that is clear, right? So this is about the Technology Development Fund. Now let's move to the factual pointers. We have few factual pointers for today. On July 4th, we were remembering the death anniversary of Pingali Venkaiah. Okay, Pingali Venkaiah death anniversary was remembered by the Press Information Bureau and the other Honorable Prime Minister and all. Now, few details about him, like if we keep on reading the details about the personalities, it is innumerable, unlimited. But yes, few things that are relevant for our exam. He was born in Krishna district in Andhra Pradesh. Pingali Venkaiah, he was he is origin from Andhra Pradesh. He served as a soldier in the British Army as part of Anglo-Boer War. There was two Anglo-Boer War which has happened in South Africa, right? So he has worked as a sepoy or soldier in the British Army. And he is the one who designed our Indian national flag. Whatever the Indian national flag that we are carrying, so he was the one who designed it on the recommendation of the Mahatma Gandhi. On the suggestion of the Mahatma Gandhi, he has designed our national flag, right? And then his literary work, popular literary work, Bharata Deshaniki Oka Jatiya Patakam. So this is a Telugu word, so which translates to National Flag for India. So the book National Flag of India 1916 was authored and released by Pingali Venkaiah. So they may also ask you this in the exam. National Flag of India book was written by Pingali Venkaiah. Next one, recently you might have followed that there was a change in government in the UK. So in the higher level of exams, they won't ask you who is the Prime Minister, which party won and all. But if you are writing the lower level of exams like railways and all, you have to remember them as well. So recently, Keir Starmer was the one who has won the elections in UK through Labour Party. His party is Labour Party and he has won the elections. He got 412 seats, right? He has defeated the other party, Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, who is the the son-in-law of our Infosys chairman, Narayan Murthy Garu, right? So Narayan Murthy's son-in-law is Rishi Sunak. He was defeated in the elections, and Keir Starmer has won the elections, which belongs to the Labour Party. Next one, the oldest ever paintings, oldest ever till now, paintings which were 51,200 years ago. The paintings were first recorded from Sulawesi Islands in Indonesia. From Sulawesi Islands, Indonesia, the oldest ever paintings were recorded from this, right? And the cave was Laing Karampong cave. So from this cave, they have recognized this. So you can remember the country. Mostly they will ask you the country, right? So those are the factual pointers for today. Now let's move to practice questions. I hope everything is clear, and if you have any doubts, please do let me know. Fine. So let's solve the first question for today. What is the main byproduct of hydrogen production through electrolysis using renewable energy? We have seen the green hydrogen. So indirectly they are asking what is the outcome of green hydrogen. Recently, in the recently happened civil services, UPSC has asked a question, what is the outcome of, or what is the emission gases from fuel cells? Fuel cells. So they have just asked about various gases. They have given oxygen, water, all those things. Very simple question, right? So fuel cells they have asked. Now from the green hydrogen, what is the outcome? Not carbon dioxide, not nitrogen. So many of you have confused with this. Actually water vapor or H2O is a input, not output. So oxygen is the output. Answer is C. Ranjan, Srinath, Malini, Sahana, Keshav, everyone has answered it as correct. Very good. Next question related to the Atal Innovation Mission. They have given 3 statements and they are asking about the correct statements. Okay. Atal Innovation Mission is an initiative of Government of India through Ministry of Science and Technology. First statement. Second statement, it aims to promote culture of innovation and entrepreneurship in India. Second statement. Atal Innovation Mission has established Atal Tinkering Labs in schools to foster curiosity, creativity and imagination in the young minds. So this is the 3 statements. So out of this, what is the answer? So this is second statement is very popular. You must be know that is the aim to foster the knowledge, and also 2 should be there. So C is eliminated. Atal Tinkering Labs from 6th to 12th classes. So that also we have seen to promote innovation among the school children. So third is also correct. First statement is an initiative of Government of India, correct, but not under Ministry of Science and Technology. Rather it is a Niti Aayog, right? Niti Aayog. So first statement is wrong. Hence answer is B. Srinath, Keshav, Ranjan, Malini, all of you are correct. Very good. Next question. A very application based question. Let's see who will answer this question. This is the most difficult for today's questions. How does Earth's distance from Sun at Aphelion affect its temperature compared to the perihelion? So when compared to the how it affects at the aphelion when compared to the perihelion, right? So this is the question about. Let's see who will answer this question. Earth is warmer at aphelion due to close proximity to the Sun. That is the first statement. Earth receives more sunlight at aphelion leading to hotter temperature. So this is the second statement. Earth receives less sunlight at aphelion compared to perihelion, resulting in slightly milder temperatures. That is the third statement. There is no significant temperature difference between aphelion and perihelion. So what is the answer for this? So what is aphelion and perihelion? Perihelion is the position of Earth where it is the nearest to Sun. So there will be more sunlight here during the perihelion, and during aphelion there will be less sunlight because it is farthest away. So the answer should be which? There should be less temperature. Earth is warmer at aphelion. No, it is actually colder compared to the other one. So first statement is wrong. Earth receives more sunlight at aphelion. This is also wrong. Third, Earth receives less sunlight at aphelion. Yes, this is correct. So answer is C. This is also wrong. So Keshav, Ranjan, Srinath, Malini, all of you are correct. Next one, which statements about capital account in balance of payment is correct or true? So they are not talking about all the balance of payments, they are talking about the capital account. We have discussed two accounts are there, current and capital. So now try to answer this question. First, it records the import and export of physical goods, first statement. Second, it includes transactions related to foreign direct investment and foreign portfolio investment, FPI and FDI. So what is the answer for this question? Fourth question. So current account is the one which transacts less than 1 year, and capital account is the one which transactions happens more than 1 year, right? So here imports and exports happens in the current account because they are transactions less than 1 year. So first statement is wrong. Second statement, transactions related to FPI and FDI, yes, capital account. They are asking about the capital account, that is more than 1 year. So we have seen these imports and exports are short term and they are part of the current account. So first statement is wrong and hence answer is B. So Srinath has answered it as correct, right? We have seen this current account, you can see here. So this is the capital account, this is the current account. Exports, import are part of current account. Okay. Last question for today. What is the primary objective of Technology Development Fund of Government of India? What is the primary objective of Technology Development Fund? To promote research and development in all sectors of economy, to enhance technology capabilities in agriculture sector, to support development of defense and dual use technologies. Dual use technology means which can be used for normal civil purposes as well as defense purposes. To provide financial aid to international technology firms. So what is the objective of this? So answer is Technology Development Fund is to promote defense and dual use technologies. So answer is C. Correct, Keshav. Srinath has answered it as correct, right? So that is all for today. I hope you have enjoyed. We have a good two conceptual ones, perihelion and aphelion, as well as balance of payments. They are conceptual in nature, you need to understand them, right? So the PDFs of today's as well as yesterday's current affairs will be uploaded because of the weekend for certain groups. So it will be posted, don't worry, you can download it later, right? So have a great evening. Thank you.